Good afternoon, children. As yesterday in my last video, I have told you that our syllabus of this session has been completed with the last video of the 10th chapter in Moments, the beggar. We have completed the syllabus of the session 2021 and 22. And since today we are going to start our revision work. In our offline classes, we have already completed the grammar section, and the left chapters of Beehive and Moments we have successfully completed in our online classes since last weeks. And today we are ready for the starting of the revision work. And since today we will started the revision work for UT third, as I have given you the syllabus, two chapters from Beehive and one chapter from Moments you will find in the UT third. And this syllabus is from Beehive. You will find two chapters. Chapter number 8, reach for the top. Chapter number 9, the wand of love, and a poem, the killing of a tree. And from Moments you will find the chapter number 7, the last leaf. So since today we are going to start the revision work of our 8th chapter from Beehive, reach for the top. Student, this chapter is given in two parts, and from part first I will introduce you with a successful women personality of our country, a famous mountaineer Santosh Yadav. And second part you will find the autobiography of a famous lawn tennis player of Russia, Maria Sharapova. Reach for the top is the biography of Santosh Yadav, part first. And you are well known, you are well introduced with this name. And surely you will come to know what is the real success story of this historical personality. Now we will start the summary. This biographical description of Santosh Yadav depicts her persistent endure to reach the top. The brave and courageous woman Santosh Yadav is the only woman in the world who has the privilege to have conquered Mount Everest twice. Students, Santosh Yadav is the only woman in the world who has conquered the Mount Everest. You know very well, Mount Everest is the highest peak in the world. And Santosh Yadav is the only personality who has reached two times on the top of the Mount Everest. Living the traditional way of life, Santosh Yadav chose her own path of success independently. Yeah, many times, student, I have told you that a man of different thinking, a man of revolting nature, is always get a different way of life, a different way of success to his life. As many a time I have given you the example, whatever student, whatever you will read in the literature part of English in ninth, many time I have given you the example of a poem, and I think it is the best poem in your syllabus, and you know the name of this poem very well, The Road Not Taken, by Robert Frost, a great American poet. Here in this poem, he had also told us that the man, very few persons in this world adopted a different way of life, a different aim, a different motto, a different purpose in their life. And because the writer, the poet, was responsible for, he has adopted the way in his life that very few people have adopted in their life, and he had left that way that a crowd has adopted that way. या मैनी a टाइम आई हैव टोल्ड यू, एक गीत फेमस है हमारी हिंदी में, कोई पद चिन्हों पर चलता है, कोई पद चिन्ह बनाता है. Some are the followers of the some personalities who always adopt the same way that their followers, that their previous, their ancestors have gone in that way of life. But some are there are only some people in this world who have get their one way, जो अपना खुद रास्ता बनाते हैं. ऐसे लोग संसार में बहुत कम होते हैं, और सोसाइटी उन्हीं को सलाम करती है, उन्हीं को नमस्कार करती है, उन्हीं का चमत्कार होता है. इफ यू आर गोइंग टू अडॉप्ट द ट्रेडिशनल वे ऑफ लाइफ in the beginning of your life, surely you will surrender many different conditions you will face when you adopt a different way of life, and you will left the traditional way of life. जब आप ट्रेडिशनल वे को छोड़कर कोई नया, अ न्यू वे ऑफ लाइफ, जब कोई नया रास्ता ईजाद करते हैं, तो यू नो स्टूडेंट, सबसे पहले आपका जो विरोध है वो आपके घर में ही होगा. इट विल बी चैलेंज बिफोर यू. Even then, your parents will also become against you. Your relatives will also against you. But the people who have decided, who have the iron willpower, then such type of persons will always get succeed in their life. Beginning में विरोध सबका होता है, but it doesn't mean that either the way is wrong or right, you have to always go to the opposite towards your parents. I am not asking you such type of decision, but if you will adopt the different way, and if you will left the traditional way of life, that is the beginning of a successful personality, a successful life. Many a time I have told you, कहते हैं ना, कभी बुझते चिरागों से जिया मांगी नहीं जाती, जो खुद बीमार हो उससे दवा मांगी नहीं जाती, अमल से जिंदगी के रास्ते हमवार होते हैं, किसी से जिंदा रहने की अदा मांगी नहीं जाती। When see all students, you are the solution of your problems. We are the answer of our questions. कभी भी अपनी समस्याओं का निदान हम बाहर ढूंढते हैं, ये बाहर नहीं है, ये हमारे अंदर है। हमारे क्वेश्चंस का आंसर हमारे अंदर है, हमारे कमजोरियों का सलूशन हमारे अंदर है। Only others can guide us. Only others can give us the advice. But how to follow the advice, how to solve our problems, it depends on us. So, in this way, I am going to tell you the autobiography of this great successful personality, Santosh Yadav. Living the traditional way of life, Santosh Yadav chose her own path successfully independently. Her interest in mountaineering started when she was studying at महारानी कॉलेज जयपुर। जब वो महारानी कॉलेज जयपुर में पढ़ रही थी तभी उसकी डिफरेंट थिंकिंग स्टार्ट हो गई थी एंड हर इंटरेस्ट इन माउंटेनियरिंग केम टुवर्ड्स हिम। thereafter she joined the नेहरू इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ माउंटेनियरिंग उत्तरकाशी। उसने जो माउंटेनियरिंग का जो नेहरू इंस्टीट्यूट है उत्तरकाशी उत्तराखंड में उसको ज्वाइन किया। when she conquered Mount Everest the first time in 1992. And she was the only woman that in the year of 1992 she conquered the first time Mount Everest. She was awarded the Padma Shri by the government of India and the government of India awarded her by Padma Shri. She proudly says that when she unfurled the Indian flag on the top of the Mount Everest, बड़े शान से कहती है जब मैंने तिरंगा फहराया माउंट एवरेस्ट पर, she felt proud as an Indian. At that time she felt proud as an Indian. Santosh Yadav was born in a small village of जोनियावास ऑफ हरियाणा। जो जोनियावास है हरियाणा के एक छोटे से गांव में संतोष यादव का जन्म हुआ था। द गर्ल whose name meant contentment, but she was just opposite of her name, was only sister of 5 brothers. She was the only sister of 5 brothers. Her parents, being prosperous landowners, could send Santosh to a better school for studies. But as per the custom of the family, Santosh was admitted in the local village school while her brothers studied at New Delhi. But Santosh was never satisfied with a traditional way of life. From the beginning, Santosh lived her life on her own terms and conditions. She preferred to wear shorts when other girls in the village wore traditional Indian dresses. Like other girls of her village, her parents wanted to get her married when she was just 16 years old. जब वह मात्र 16 साल की थी तभी उसके पेरेंट्स ने डिसाइड कर लिया था कि जो विलेज स्कूल में उसकी एजुकेशन पूरी होने के बाद हम उसकी शादी कर देंगे। But Santosh did not want to lead such short a life. But Santosh was never satisfied with such a short of life. So Santosh threatened her family that she would never marry if she did not get a proper education. संतोष ने जो है अपने फैमिली को धमकाया कि जब तक वो अपनी एजुकेशन पूरी नहीं कर लेगी वह शादी नहीं करेगी। She then left home and got herself enrolled in a school in New Delhi. At once after completing her education in the government school of village, she enrolled herself in New Delhi. When her parents refused to pay for her education, उसके पेरेंट्स ने कहा हम तुम्हारी फीस नहीं देंगे। She politely informed them that she would work part time pay for her school fees. ने कहा मैं पार्ट टाइम काम कर लूंगी अपनी स्कूल फी देने के लिए। Her parents eventually agreed to pay her fee for her education. After passing the high school examination, Santosh joined Maharani College, Jaipur. At once she joined the Maharani College, Jaipur. She got a room in कस्तूरबा हॉस्टल. उसे एक जयपुर के जो महारानी कॉलेज है उसके कस्तूरबा हॉस्टल में उसे कमरा मिल गया. विच फेस्ड द अरावली हिल्स, जहां से उसको अरावली हिल्स दिखाई देती थी. अरावली, many time I have told you the students, Aravali is the mountain in the desert of Thar of Rajasthan. Santosh's interest in climbing development was watching the hills. She used to watch the village from her hostel room as they would go up the hill and suddenly disappear after a while. Later, she found out that they were mountaineers, and she asked them if she would join them on their climb. From the window of the Kasturba hostel from the Maharani College, Jaipur, she saw the mountaineers were climbing to the Aravali hills. And one day she went to them and asked them if she could climb with them. These people motivated Santosh to take climbing. These mountaineer climbers motivated her to climb. Santosh sustained her interest in climbing in her later life as well. Santosh saved money and enrolled in a course at Uttarkashi in Nehru Institute Mountaineering. And after completing her education from Maharani College, Jaipur, she enrolled herself in the Nehru Mountaineering College Institute of Uttarkashi, Uttarakhand. Thereafter, Santosh went on an expedition every year, and after it, she never looked behind. And the success story of Santosh Yadav has started throughout this year because she come to Uttarakhand and she started to take the training of the mountaineering. As a mountaineer, she has took the admission in Nehru Institute, Uttarkashi. संतोष क्लाइंबिंग स्किल्स इम्प्रूव्ड रैपिडली. अब उसकी जो क्लाइंबिंग स्किल थी यहाँ आकर माउंटेनियरिंग कॉलेज में और उभरने लगी. शी ऑल्सो डेवलप्ड ए रिमार्केबल रेसिस्टेंस टू कोल्ड एंड altitude in due course of time. Santosh Yadav conquered Mount Everest in the year of 1992. उसने 1992 में 1992 में it was the first time that she has climbed on Mount Everest when she was just 20 years old, and at that time her age was just 20 years old. Thus, she became the youngest woman in the world to achieve this success. And at that time, in the age of 20, she was the only woman in this world that she had gained this success. The seniors of Santosh were impressed with her climbing skills, physical fitness, and mental strength. Amongst her fellow climbers, she was admired for her concern for others and for her teamwork. During in 1992 Everest mission, Santosh provided special care to a climber who lay dying at South Col, though she was unable to save this man. Because at that time she was unable to save this person, she was able to save the life of her fellow climber. At that time she was unable to save the life of his fellow climber Mohan Singh by sharing her oxygen with him. But in the other day, she saved the life of Mohan Singh in another fellow climber to share her oxygen cylinder with him. It goes to her credit that within 12 months after conquering Mount Everest, Santosh Yadav was invited to join a member of an Indo-Nepalese women's expedition. ठीक है, एक साल के बाद उसको इनवाइट किया गया कि वो नेक्स्ट टाइम एक नया दल जो माउंटेनियर्स का था, इंडो नेपाली वीमेंस एक्सपीडिशन, उसको ज्वाइन करे. शी देन बिकेम द ओनली वीमेन इन द वर्ल्ड. उसके बाद दुनिया में वह केवल अकेली महिला थी सो फॉर टू कॉन्कर द माउंट एवरेस्ट ट्वाइस, एंड इट वॉज द वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड दैट संतोष बिकेम द ओनली वीमैन इन दिस वर्ल्ड हु हैड कॉन्कर्ड द माउंट एवरेस्ट इन 2 times, twice. संतोष was awarded पद्म श्री by the government of India. उसको गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया की तरफ से पद्मश्री से नवाजा गया इन रिकॉग्निशन ऑफ हर रेयर अचीवमेंट्स when she unfurled the Indian tricolor on the top of the world. She said that she felt proud as an Indian. Besides being a mountaineer, Santosh is also a fervent environmentalist, showing her concern for the environment. She also brought down 500 kilograms of garbage from the Himalayas. Then, students, this is the summary of the part first of this chapter, and in other way you can say this is the successful story of Santosh Yadav, the successful personality of our country who had set up a new world record that she is the only woman in this world who has climbed 2 times in the Mount Everest. And students, and next term we will again carry on the revision work, and today it is the enough, and I will also send you some questions for the revision and you have to write them. Okay students, goodbye.